This is a lesson or a lecture on how to become the hero of your own life. I believe the core myth of our humanity, of each of our personal stories, is the story of ego A versus ego B, or in human terms, the hero versus the villain. I call it ego A and B because I believe we have two different versions of identity existing inside of us. Ego B is the version that we come with into this lifetime, the part of us that wants to survive, the part of us that wants immediate gratification, to fuck, to eat whatever, to drink whatever. It's the hedonistic part of us that constantly resists what's good for us. So that can show up as you having that voice of, I shouldn't write that book today because I don't have to do it, or I shouldn't get in the ice bath today, or work out today because I don't need to, or I should get in the hot shower in the morning and not turn it cold because I deserve it. It's the part of us that resists the higher expression of self. Why the does that exist? Why do we have a part of ourselves that always wants comfort and pleasure and to not access the hero? Sure, evolutionary psychologists will say it's the survival part that wants to eat and feel comfortable and to feel safe. Yes, I agree to some extent. To me, I believe at a spiritual level that we actually need ego B. We need the antihero. We need the villain in order to find our heroic attributes. Ego A, which is I call the part of us that we are designing. Like ego A is who I am now, who Lucas is right now. This motherfucker right here. I built this fucker. I built this person from the ground up. I created ego A. Ego A is a version of ourselves we create in comparison to ego B. Ego A can only be created by overcoming the voice of ego B. I wouldn't exist today. I wouldn't have the attributes I did if I didn't have to overcome the bullshit of ego B. Ego B showed up for me as being super lazy. I was a drug addict. I was a hedonist. I wanted to f girls all the time. I wanted to take, amphetamines and Xanax all the time. I constantly resisted doing things for my higher self. I didn't work out much. I wasn't doing creative things that aligned with me. I was doing things for the Matrix, working at a mainstream school, studying politics. I was doing things that served my ego. And the minute I overcame and accessed my hero was the minute that I said you to ego B and use ego B as motivation to find ego A. What I did wrong initially, which many of you might do, is that once you start realizing you have this separate entity in you that wants the worst for you, you'll start to hate it. And it's easy to do, right? If you see a dragon, you're going to want to kill it. Once you realize you have ego B, it's easy to kill it. Not easy to kill, it's easy to get frustrated with it. The problem with that is that then we live with too much hate. I actually love ego B. You have to learn to love ego B. You have to learn to love that frowny because that frowny is there to make you find the person you love, which is the higher expression of you. Imagine if you didn't have that voice telling you not to do things, that voice telling you not to be great, that voice telling you you're an imposter, that you don't deserve those things. If you didn't have that voice, how could you overcome it? The overcoming of that voice is what creates the hero. We need that story. So think of it in your mind. I'm creating ego E in direct contrast to the parts of me that I don't like. Therefore, the parts of you that you don't like actually become the parts you need to find the hero, right? The exercise I recommend to do this is write out the attributes that ego B keeps you in. Whether it be lazy, angry, resentful, those are the parts of you that are actually the gifts. Those shadows are the gifts, like the opposite of those things are what ego A is. So your personal story, your heroic tale, your heroic myth is you finding the attributes of ego B that keep you down and directly creating the opposite. This is what you need to become the hero in your story. I hope this helps. Please like and subscribe. Please engage if you like this. Thank you. You got this. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to watch more content, please click this video right here and don't forget to subscribe right here. Thank you.